Alright. Bit of a delay there. Had a family phone call that had to happen there, apparently. Just before the stream went up. Anyway. I was going to be playing Marvel tomorrow. I don't know. I might still. Won't be exactly when I thought it was going to be, but you know. Just looks like I have to try and make sure I am out early tomorrow. I can get work done in the morning so I can take my nephew to BWI in the afternoon. That'll be fun. Anyway. So. The bequests. What's this shit up here? Oh my god, that's so many different kinds of Ichor, Ichor, whatever. Oh. Man, I'm gonna miss happy hour tomorrow. Really not a big deal. Where'd they go? I mean, I guess I could get some Marvel in tomorrow at noon. Might be a plan. Nothing else, just to put hands on it, you know? You know what all I need to be killing right now. Not these. Okay, good to know. I know I would hit something else. I probably need them anyway. Nope, apparently not. Fuck. Right, what are these dots here? The hollowed. Defeat and burn. Bar high. Down there. Now I fight the regular carrying claws.
Long before Lord Sauron came to Mordor, and long before the first stone of Barad-dûr was cast, she lived, a creature of evil in the form of a spider.
This. Whoops. Or not. Oh, I'm supposed to burn them, right? That's what it is. Get rid of the other one. Probably despawned. I don't think any of those did damage to him. Guessing I'm supposed to go in here. Well, this place looks horrible. Also, tons of shadow. Holy shit, it's 100 fucking shadow in here. Slain Queen's Brood.
Once she dwelt in the mountains of terror with the nameless horrors of that lost age. But when its peaks were drowned, Shelob alone escaped the ruin that consumed the rest of Ungoliant's children.
Corpse of Ithris the Blighted, one of the greater children of Shelob. That can't be a good sign. Barely misses your head as he hits me. Lies defeated, and you can claim his armor. But I already had armor. Like, didn't I sneak into Karathungal? Maybe I wasn't supposed to be able to get in there. This place is huge. Half afraid to explore too much in here. I don't even know if I need anything here. I get this feeling that Shelob herself is just gonna, like, pop out. Oh, yeah, no. I'm at actually a -2 in here. This is the first time in a very long time this character's been under level. I'm really not supposed to be here. Engorged Zavar High. Okay, yeah. Well, it's obvious that Halloween shit has something to do with spiders. That's how spider poison works. Damn, he's got some hit points on him. This guy doesn't want to go. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, he's got some heavy hitting attacks. I just looked at the log. Fuck. Spawner, huh? Yeah, I don't even need these things. I should probably pull out. Pretty sure that's how the game tells me. You're not supposed to be here yet. So the fact that I can mount in here, that's kind of scary. Nothing else, this place looks massive. I don't know if it's fake, but they're selling the illusion if it is. This actually looks like a place where you could get lost. It's over here. Yeah, it's all 115 in here. But I have a sinking feeling is the level cap for what this expansion was. Yeah, these are not actually causing damage. Can't tell if he has damage resist or what. Yeah, the crit hit, but these little hits aren't. What's up, Kay? Oh, that's not even what's hitting me. Not that I can tell in this shithole. Jesus. It's like Dark Souls threw up in here. Okay, when things can burn in the swamp, that's a bad sign. That is true. Never know until you try. Whoops. Oh no, I've burned enough, so can't burn anymore. Even is that one? 2 more crawlers. Okay, well that'll be easy enough. Those you count. Thinking about the dick wolves. Dick wolves always on my mind. Hey man, don't make this weird. Don't think I can go that way. No idea what that icon means. Guess these are the ones I already burned. I'm kind of disturbed that they're still here, but... Yeah. Like, man, look, I'm busy. Have fun getting mugged. Or in Outlaw Galaxy when I kept getting all those distress calls, and it's like, man, no. No, I got something else to do, man. Places to be and such. Like, that's part of the thing of Guild Wars 2, even. Because there's no traditional quests in that. It's all dynamic events. So you're just like, I don't know, do I need to save this farm? Like, they're actively getting fucked up in front of you, and you're just going, I don't know, I should leave this for, like, a lower level player or something. In case they come by. Can't go back now after we've traveled so far. I call him the Nernhoff and explain that you mean him no harm. But when you have slaved for the eye as long as myself and my companions, it's easy to see everyone as a foe. You see, my companions and I were on our way through a hidden pass out of Mordor and became separated. After all, it was not a swamp the last time we were here to gather ore from the caverns. Something broke loose in those mountains when the Master's Tower fell, I think, and now there's fetid water all about. Fetid water. Cannot leave without my companions, but I have not the means to rescue them myself. Great. Back into the swamp I go. So I got real lucky with the Lord of the Rings audiobook. I forgot the terminology they use. So, you know, they call everything queer in that, which, you know, fine. Everyone knows that means weird. It's a perfectly normal thing, even though it does lead to some funny sentences. I mean, hell, this game even does it. Fortunately, once we get to the part where they're, like, going into detail about their camping, they start going into detail about the firewood. Specifically, the bundles they're collected in. Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have a passenger when that started happening. I was like, I think I'll not play this until we're in Moria. Leave that for between customers. And while I'd like to think everyone under the sun knows full well what that term means, I just know there's people out here dumb enough to not know that. I was treated to one lady today that was like, she started talking about politics and wait, are you a Democrat? And I'm like, I'm independent. She goes, oh, good, then I can say whatever I think. And it starts going on about how great Trump is. And I'm like, oh my God. That was not the green flag lady, just what the fuck? Apparently that's all these Nernhoff need is someone to, like, wave at them. And they'll run off. A lot of enemies here fighting each other. Man on the TV said. Oh, that is absolutely what the arguments were, man. It was bad. It was bad. Anytime I would just kind of interject, like, you know that's not right, right? No, that's the real story. It's just a big conspiracy that, you know, they're saying otherwise. Oh, okay. I didn't give a shit. She didn't order the ride. She was riding for medical, so, you know. I don't even think she can leave feedback on me. Yeah, that was his argument. Yeah, right, exactly. Just hearing about the fallout from last night, it's like, I almost wish I saw it, because, oh man, it sounded glorious in all the wrong ways. I mean, I heard the greatest hits on the radio, at least. Specifically the pet eating part, which was just, oh man. Yeah, I don't think I could have put up with, like, an hour or whatever of that. There's just no way. That and what was it? I don't have a plan, I have a concept of a plan. It's attacking. You. Yeah, he really misses Joe. He kept bringing him up, man. He kept bringing him up. Now, this is what happens when you go off script. No one knows what to do. It just cracks me up because they were spent so much time trying to say that he shouldn't run. Or he shouldn't be running. So he just goes, all right. And they're like, wait, no, you can't do that. It's like he literally did what they were saying for him to do. Like, that's the funniest thing in the world. I mean, okay, it would be funny if, you know, the country wasn't at risk of just imploding, but... Holy shit. This way somewhere. I'll try to avoid them. I don't know why, it takes less time to kill them than avoid them. Yeah, there was some real mental gymnastics going on in my car today. Like, the funniest part is she was bringing up the stuff. Like, they keep saying that he's a, oh my god, I can't think of the word. There's many things that could be. A dictator. He's not a dictator. And I'm like, he's pretty much said he's going to be. He's being sarcastic. No one can tell when he's being sarcastic. I'm like, that's not what sarcasm is. Like, what? The funny thing is, I was basically giving her sarcasm the entire ride, and she did not know what it was. Oh, that's bullshit. He was. Oh, he one-shotted the thing. I say, like, he's distracted. He should not just go for me. Exactly. This is it, dude. Oh, it's a dot. That's what it is. Should really be leading with that on a big guy. What? Huh. But yeah, no sooner did I type, like, man, I'm just trying to think about, you know, or not think about how Marvel's coming out tomorrow. I'm sitting there like, man, tomorrow's gonna be so much fun. Just as I'm about to go live, my sister calls up. Can you take your nephew to the airport tomorrow? I'm like, which airport? Oh, BWI in Baltimore. I'm like, motherfucker. Why can't it be the airport here, where I live? I know the answer to that. I still remember years back. Shit, almost 20 fucking years ago now. When I flew Dre out here. Ugh. Speaking of mistakes. Got this angry fucking text message. Where the hell did you just send me? I'm like, what, are you at the airport? I mean, it's not even that. I'm taking half the day off to do this. Like, she offered to pay, but I'm not the type to charge family. And she's done so much for me in the past that it's like, yeah, no. We're not doing that. Yeah, Dre's like, where the hell did you send me? And I'm like, are you at the airport? She goes, I'm in the middle of a fucking cornfield. I'm like, yeah, that's our airport. That's it. That's the one. She's like, I thought you lived in a city. I'm like, it's technically a city. And it's like, I could see the entire thing from the air. I'm like, yeah, it's not a big one, but it's a city. I always think of that anytime I play, like, Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I take off from that airport, and I'm like, oh my god, it is tiny. It looks so fucking small from the air. Then you go and take off from Tokyo, and you're like, okay, the city goes to the horizon. That's not real, right? Oh no, that shit's real. Yeah, I also don't have the heart to tell her what a trip to BWI normally would cost. Like, I get upwards of, like, almost $200 a ride for that one. Not to speak of what the customer actually pays, because it's way higher than that. But then I did make sure to tell her I don't even take trips to Baltimore these days because they're not worth it. Like, all the time and coming back is bullshit.
What little light remains here is smothered by webs.
So the honor of dressing as an orc is now yours. Time we test your new disguise.
I cannot help but recall the darkness of Mirkwood.
I already went to Inkirith and Ungol. What the hell? Oh well. Perhaps you'll learn what you learn there may lead us to Shelob or uncover some terrible plan for the armies of King Elisar. Dude. There we go. The words of my father to be trusted, Ungwatari, this Shelob, is beyond the skill of you or I alone. However she is found, we may prepare to move against her and ready our defenses, should she wander from the Ethel Duath. It is fortunate indeed that the Silent One could not speak. If Frodo and Sam fooled them, I have no fear that you will be able to do the same.
The jagged
Oh, it's an
peaks of
instance, okay.
Leaves are steeped in fear and evil.
Willis begins to inspect each file of ichor you recovered, and does so for some time. All of a sudden, a wave of horror washes over his face. This cannot be. Each file of ichor you have collected is of the same source. They are all of Shelob's brood. Every single spider and every single insect in Lingris is another of her twisted children. He could tell that by looking at it? Holy shit, what do your elven eyes see? Lingris itself rhymes with her essence. Fate and critical, yeah. I'm not seeing a difference here. I swear they fucked up the item rewards on these and actually included a bunch of clones. There is no difference between the silver bracer and the iron bracelet. What the fuck? I'll have to see if I can get out a bit early tomorrow and get my damage in while I can. With any luck, I can get home and play some Marvel for lunch instead. It's funny enough, the same nephew of mine used to play Marvel superheroes sitting on my lap. Like when he was real small. Not like when he was 15 or something. That would be weird, but you know. He was substantially younger. Like, he didn't know what the fuck was going on, but he knew that Spider-Man was there, and he was happy as a clam.
I killed a bunch of
What's up, Tim? Yeah. So I gotta say, I'm actually tempted by the Crew Chew for $1 fucking. I just find it's hilarious that, you know, the Crew 1 is unplayable. It's completely gone, right? Because it was online only. And now they're selling the sequel for $1, and everyone's going, "Are you fucking real?" And they're like, "No, no, no, we're gonna make it playable offline." Are you? And you're charging $1 for it, huh? Yes, it is this way. I don't remember this asshole. That's a lot of health. No, this is the wrong way. I am curious, though. Let's see how bad he is. How much damage is that going to do? Ooh, horse got fucked up, but that's, oh my god. So much damage, and that's not even me on foot. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Might be able to do this. Don't I have a heal somewhere? Thought I did. Yeah, place Rohan. There we go. Think. Ride for Ruin? Yeah, toggle that shit. Okay, horse is about to give up the ghost here. Oh, actually, damn, did the whole thing mounted. I didn't realize how low he was. Get cavaliered, bitch. How to go the correct way. I really intended to jump off the horse, like, once it got low enough and use my on-foot abilities, but nope, didn't even need to. I don't know why everyone hates the fucking horse, man. I mean, other than the lag, but they swear up and down, even without lag, it's just not fun, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? It's the closest thing to a mech I'm gonna get in this game, man. I wonder if this game's ever going to do what, like, Dragon Ball FighterZ did. And just have a patch where it goes bonkers. Like, mechs are now in Middle-earth. Wait, what? Also, the game is shutting down in 1 week. Unrelated, we swear. The captain has a machine gun. What is this? And just screams every time you shoot a bullet. It doesn't clip, it plays the entire fucking scream every time. So it's just like hundreds of screams per second. Whatever a gun does, I guess per minute. Balrog's riding spaceships. He's a little fucking UFO. Just riding it like a surfboard. Yeah, I wish I was better at Dragon Ball FighterZ, because that patch looks like it's amazing. But I'm probably not good enough to ever really get, like, the difference. Like, I watched the video of changes, and that's enough for me. Can I ever get this one? I'm not sure I'm going the right way.
Ungwatar.
Oh, I'm not.
The last child of Ungoliant. This is the name he has chosen for her. But her ladyship has been known by many names, and even he has not learned her true name.
I'm still so mad that Shadow of War has Shelob as, like, a hot chick. It's so fucking weird. So, what the fuck? It's just that little strip there. The rest of this you can mount up for again. Don't get it. Yeah, I'm very curious what happens if if Ubisoft actually does just go critical. Yeah, this is the same outfit I was wearing before. I guess the game didn't really account for, you know, someone going into Kirith Ungol not with a disguise, because it just acts like I was disguised anyway. An unseen force tries to bar your way, but it's overcome by your resolve. Oh, this is the thing that stopped Sam. Okay. I guess at level 113, my character's badass enough just to ignore it. So I already snooped around in here. In the courtyard. Up here. Love how the disguise lags off you every time you transition areas. I just got into my head, like, what if this game did crossover events like 14 does? I would pay so much money to see, like, a Wizards crossover. And the worst part is there's totally some shared DNA there. With Ralph Bakshi and all. Include a very special Black Wolf raid. We actually have no idea how strong Black Wolf was. We never find out in that movie. His main ability was that he knew how to run a projector. That's basically it.
Hi! Put on your thinking cap, will you?
Where'd you get off to, Silent One? Maybe the Silent Watchers are upset you've come back. Well, probably because they know I'm not him. I would know we're good, I bet. Offering more dead to Shelob, were you? Or I don't know why you bother. It's not as if her ladyship cares for you or any of us. That fine weapon you've got there. Have it off one of the Tarks, I bet. It's true, I am lugging around like a legendary weapon. I've got some work for you. Lost a couple more orcs this morning in the swamp, so you can only imagine like the turnover rate for orcs. The more work's got to fall onto less backs. It ought to be yours, Silent One. I've even been complaining that these orcs shirk their duties by dying. Isn't that a shame? Well, it's all got to get done. The high-up sent a nosy man to watch our backs. And I won't be made to look like a fool like Shagrat. So Pagric, Gruglok, Luxu, Danghat, and Sheikher is one. But don't go too far. I have plenty of work for you, too. Now, unless I tell you otherwise, there's no need to report back to me or any of that lot. Believe me, I'll know if you didn't follow my orders. Good to be back, eh? And even when I'm pretending to be an orc, they're giving me, like, chore quests. Oh my god. Burn slain orcs. See all these dead orcs? They aren't any of mine. Shagrat had command before me, and he let his garrison get torn apart by a single elf warrior. Of course, he made it out fine. Fine enough indeed. To bring some trinkets back to Lugbirds. But that's no way for an Orc to lead. Spent days burning the bodies, and there's still more left. Right mess old Shagrat left us. If you see a dead orc, burn it. This place already reeks of Tarks and elves. Won't have stink of dead orcs, too. Haven't heard a thing from her ladyship or her children in days, and that's not like her. Not like her at all. I have 2 Uruks guarding the Undergate now, and I can't trust either of them to make sure none of her ladyship's children sneak in. I want you to go patrol the Undergate, and if you hear anything on the other side of it, set those guards right. Make it clear to them that I'll have them locked on their side if they don't keep the spiders out. I like that he's somehow giving me really good gear. That's a reward. I mean, not good enough to equip it, but... Yeah, these look cool. No, this is all still shit. The fall of Lugbers hit some of the orcs in my garrison a little too hard. So much so that the sluggards have taken to sleeping during their watch. Now, I'm sure they could try to understand what they're going through. Or I could try to understand what they're going through, losing the Dark Lord and all that. That's not how it worked for the Uruks. We got new orders from one of the top ones. Rukor the Pale Herald. If you see any of those miserable sluggards sleeping on the watch, beat some sense into them. And they say that they all wanted to play as an orc in this game. Here's your chance. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was almost a direct response to people that were like, I want an orc campaign. It's like, this is the shit you would be doing. Are you sure you want that? Well, the one you came back, didn't you? The webs, I mean. Damn spiders clogging up the road to Kirathungol every single day since Lugbers fell. I can't bear to cut any more webs. I've already blunted 3 of my blades on them. Oglar's told me to test some of his new words against your skill in combat. Only be a simple bit of sparring, but the captain insists his fights be to the death. Well, that's not gonna work out. Can't say I understand his thinking, but orders are orders. Yeah, how that goes, losing your tongue and all. Ah, so the Silent One did have his tongue cut out. Captain wants you to try your hand against 12, but let's just say I'll turn a blind eye and let you count each one as 2. After all, I've got things that need doing. You won't say anything, will you? Right. So I like that actually says 0 out of 12. And he tells me every kill is gonna, like, advance it by 2.
Her ladyship had no love for the eye. And even
I'll take that armor once you're dead. Next.
something has slipped all right. It's
Hey,
no
come on.
game serving
Next.
Our silent watches are uneasy. Something's afoot. Something has slipped all right.
It's a delay on this shit.
Our silent watches are uneasy. Something's afoot.
Come on.
Her ladyship had no love for the eye.
There we go.
Less of it.
I guess we actually have to wait for the other
Serving
thing to fade away or something? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
game serving here. Now anyway.
Yeah, every one of these is counting as chew. That's actually pretty funny.
Something has slipped all right. It's no game serving here. Now, anyway.
I think I noticed that only 6 of them are dead, not 12. Guess that settles it. Tarks would have had no trouble slaying them.
Something's afoot.
Well, Captain Roglar, that we'll need better orcs if we're to keep holding this damn tower. Skill in combat is unusually potent as of late. Keep it up. Yeah, I've been working out. Why are all these marked? Oh, they're webs. Okay. Guessing they're outside? I'm doing this out of fucking disguise. That should be enough. Fuck the rest. Let's give him a slap. I really wish you could just take up a whip, but no. Now that is a thing in the PvP. Basically, the orc healers aren't actually healing. Like, instead, they are actually beating the other orcs with a whip to drive the morale back up. It might be the greatest healer ever, just in terms of, like, what you're doing. Or someone wants me to kill the spiders. No, clear debris. Cerberus goes down and takes half of Kirith Ungol with it. Not always the way the eye. If I'm to keep serving here, it's got to look a bit more imposing, not like a rock slide that happened to shape itself into a tower. Clear some of the debris. Yeah, we really need to clean this place up. The orc with a fucking mop out here. Why can't I wake up more? Oh, I already woke those up. I mean, obviously it didn't take. Let me hit him again. I came through here already. Civ 11 reference real quick in the chat. Jesus, that music just keeps going. I don't see shit up here. The other debris is probably outside. It'd be so much easier if I just, you know, killed everything in here. Like I haven't done it before. Or this is gonna end with me doing the fucking dishes for orcs. For sure. Orc just slapped his ass. Yeah, he did. About to do Armika's super. Let's see, gotta patrol the undergate. In the rear of the tower of Kirith Ungol. Okay. Guess that's where the guards are? Uh-oh. Oh, we're lagging. Bound to start up sooner or later. You're faint but frantic scraping and screeching on the other side of the gate. Captain, what's what now? Yeah, we hear it as well. The undergate shall remain sealed. Huh. Seems your threats were likely not fully understood by the undergate wardens. It seems that the children of Shelob have begun to amass on the other side of the undergate. I'm sure it's fine. They ain't hurting nobody. I mean, they're gonna, but, you know. What's this there? No, okay, he's got new ones. Been a long day, hasn't it? I think you've earned a break. Had Luxu cook something up for you in the tower. Uh-oh. Some Throlbras, some Zhao, even some Blugzor. Nice full meal to make the other orcs jealous. I don't think I want to fucking McEat it. Alright, where the hell is this guy? The map is no help. It is him. Three crates of repulsive food. Cooked grubs in a murky sauce. Pretend to eat it. Grubs are still wriggling in the crate. How exciting. Innards of an unknown beast filled with finely ground meat. They probably know I'm not an orc. Meat alright, wrapped in innards? Pungent stew of spoiled meat and spices. Stew's certainly crunchy. Must have been hungry. You put all that down faster than any orc I've ever known. Must be easier without a tongue. That would actually be really hard to eat. I really thought about that. And again, can you hear them, Silent One? And little spiders skittering about in the tower? Yeah, I figured this was coming. Found a few of them in the pot earlier, and I'm not going to cook while they're crawling about. Get rid of them. Alrighty. They were everywhere. Now watch them be like nowhere. I'll take a fucking hike. I know what it is. This music reminds me of something from Doom. I don't remember which level it is, but there is a song that like climbs like that. Guess I gotta go back to the main guy. Really? He specifically said to come back here. Alright then. Cool, so they've given me no actual direction here. I've done 8 out of 9 of these duties. They won't tell me what the last one is. Where to go. There we go. I guess you're just supposed to wander around and find this. Actually, I don't know where it is. It's an impossible place. There it is. At last, are you? It's a good thing you are. I have a bunch of blades and axes need sharpening. The orc that was going to do it never came back from the swamp. He's dead and you're not, so what do you say? I love that I'm apparently actually sharpening these things. Yes, this will kill the people of Gondor much better. Awesome. Wait a minute. They're probably outside, aren't they? A bunch of tables this way. Okay, I guess they're all inside. There we go. You were also able to subtly weaken their hilts while sharpening them. So the whole thing's just going to come apart. That's actually pretty funny. When I think about you, this thing came apart. There's a fucking reference for you.
Hi! Put on your thinking cap, will you?
I'm impressed. Turning over a new leaf, are you? I'll keep it turned. The Toplins want this place to look like it did before Lugburs caved in on itself. Between Kareth Ungol and Durthang, we've got to find a way to keep those Tarks out of Mordor. It's not just the Tarks, is it? The Elves, too. One of them, at least. Shagrat's a lying fool. There isn't anything in Mordor worth enough to make a whole garrison draw their blades on each other. Not even the damn rings. It was an elf, all right, and he made it clear he's got no business fighting elves. We've held the tower for years, and Shagrat nearly loses it one day. Black pits are too good for him. Now we're gonna find him. I know just the places to look. First place you're gonna look. Okay, the fact that they're saying the first place you're gonna look makes me pretty sure he's not gonna be here. It's the Eant Angos. If the elf warrior's gotten that far, he's not our problem anymore. Burudani's Gash High will find him. If he's lucky, he'll end up in their band. Next is Fennisgost. The gate to the Dead City has been sealed recently, but I doubt an elf would have much trouble getting around it. Gothmog's plans in Gondor slipped. Now he's holed up in the Dead City. Some dread terror he is. Wait, Gothmog didn't die? The elf warrior's been to the gate. He's either in Imlad Morgul or he's made it up to Ithilien. And the high up will have our heads. Lastly, I want you to scout Shelob's lair. That's right, I want you to go to Terech Ungol. Roglorg again appears disgusted at having to speak Sindarin. The elf warrior's not been to the others. Maybe he's come back to finish a job on old Shelob. Excuse me. He stuck a pin in her ladyship like none have before. But Shelob's had it easier for years. Probably just caught her off guard. Maybe he thinks he'll get lucky, but I don't think she'll make the same mistake twice. When that's all done, come back to me and we'll try to figure out what you saw. Maybe I'll get you a brush and some paper or something. I'm sure we have Tark's blood around here somewhere. Does that have... Hold on. Figure it out. This has its rich on gold. You see webbing coating nearly every stone around you. Really? That's all I had to do was just come this far? Like that, even if you don't intend to find the elf warrior, it might aid Legolas in learning more about the caverns where Shelob dwells. Bridge is intact. Okay. It's down this way.
It was then she came to the Mountains of Shadow, and upon its dark peaks and within its cavernous depths, she felt a grim familiarity. Thus, it is there she has made her home ever since.
Damn, actual trees. Why is this guy, Oh. Quest I can't do yet, I guess. Shit, I want to come here. Oh, I already killed you once. Fuck off. be honest, I have no idea why I'm doing these orc quests. Did someone say, would you kindly? That would explain all of this. Yeah, I went too far again.
Hi! Put on your thinking cap, will you?
Not so skilled at tracking today, are you? You shake your head. For your sake, you better hope he tripped into one of her ladyship's tunnels or caught his death in the swamp. Toppins will skin us both if he gets back to the Tark City. Got my eye on you, Silent Window. More mistakes. Oh, that some of my stats are actually going down from these upgrades. Now that's settled. We've got another problem. The top ones have their lackey, Belzegar, up on the turret watching all of us, and I don't like it. Pale Herald sent him here because he thinks Urukor didn't set things right with all the Shagrat business. Captain said it right, all right, but the Tarks never want to hear it from an Uruk. For some reason, he wants to speak with you about how you escaped the teeth, but I don't think he's quite of the mind to understand your title. I like that. It's like, yeah, he wants to interview you, even though, you know, you're the silent one. That's not to keep him waiting. Oh, I'm sure social media is going apeshit. Or they're just completely in denial. My favorite thing is, like, why was it only Trump that kept getting fact-checked? Well... That one's cracking me up, too. Just because they're so oblivious to it. They're like, but she's lying too. No, she's not. You're an idiot. I had a lady in my car today that when I told her I was independent, she took that as, oh, then I can tell you everything about how wonderful the Republicans are. And I was like, I don't think you understand what an independent does. Yeah, Trump said so. Great. That's not a good citation. F. See me after class. Unacceptable. Yeah. It is that simple with them. If they are told on TV and they have the right thing next to their head, then they accept all of it at face value and don't look into any of it. And then when you try and tell them something that is, you know, empirically provable, you get, no, that's not true. That's fake. They prove that. It's all over the internet. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like, at one point she's like, no, it's true. Look it up. I'm like, I'm driving a car. I'm not going to look it up. And she goes, oh, well, do it later. I'm like, I'm not doing that either. Like, I can put up a website that says anything I want. Doesn't make it fucking true. And she's like, no, there's like multiple of them. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that definitely makes it infallible.
I will only say this once.
I hate to say it, the future's in serious fucking trouble. Because this shit's not going to go away. Yeah, a lot of the time that does happen. They'll like link something and you're just like, so I read it, here's this part that says, in spite of all of this, blah 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 blah. You know, and they're like, oh, I didn't see that. I guess that site isn't real. It's like, fucking hell. Like, people just don't understand what facts are anymore. They're like, no, facts are things that you find that prove your point. No! That's not what it is. Fake moon landing videos? Oh my god. Well, I mean, everyone knows that the moon landing was filmed on the edge of the ice wall. But it was in black and white, so you know. Yeah, facts never mattered. They never did. The big problem is that, like, journalism has just gone out the window. And it's ridiculous to watch, like, actual newscasters and journalists try to, like, keep going like they have for decades before. Where they're just like, we just like to remind our viewers that everything you just heard is wrong. Like, none of that is true. You know. Like on CNN, anytime someone starts trying to bring up the post-birth abortion or whatever, it's like, we would just like to remind you that in no state is it legal to abort a child after it's born. That would be called an execution. That's not a thing. And, like, all they're doing is just calmly reminding everyone, like, that's not true. You know, it's like that. They just have, like, a list of canned responses, like, this is not true because of this. Yeah, they know it's happening. They just know it. Everyone knows it. Didn't you know that? Everyone's saying it. The soundtrack is going extra hard just for this. Well, I just started getting, like, here's the thing, like, the lady that was doing this was a medical ride, so she has no way to rate me either way. So I just started getting really sarcastic with, like, every time she would say something completely insane, I would just go, oh, okay. Like, in the tone of, like, when you're talking to a small child and they just start, like, giving you nonsense. And you're like, oh, okay. I don't think she ever caught on that that's what was happening. I mean, I just love the fucking greatest hits on the radio this morning. It was so good. Especially Trump's little mini freak out about people eating pets, and it's like, none of that's happening. What the hell? Wraiths, whites, other hate-fueled ghosts, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. See, here's the thing. Like, I'm not even 100% convinced that shit like that doesn't exist in some way. I've seen some weird stuff. You know, I've felt some weird stuff. I've had dreams that I can't explain that wound up being a little prophetic, or, you know, all kinds of things. And my big takeaway from every one of those experiences is I have no idea what that was. It'd be cool if we find out one day. Oh, yeah. 100%. If that's all it took, like that whole thing of like, oh, ghosts just need unfinished business, dude. The number of people that actually die content having done everything in life that they wanted to do with no loose ends. I'd be shocked if there were any. I mean, what the hell? Like, it's ridiculous. I treat that stuff the same way as religion, where it's just like, I don't know, and neither do you. And nothing you say is going to change my mind on that. Like, that's it, full stop. I don't care what your experiences are. I don't care what, you know, someone else told you. Shit, my own father saw stuff. I don't know if it was, you know, something wrong with him. He was perfectly stable in every other way. He was one of the most even-tempered and calm intellectual types ever, and he kept that stuff quiet because he didn't like freaking people out or making them think of him differently. So he didn't seem like the type that was lying about it. But that would be really weird if that's like the one thing that he had going on. Yeah, science has finally proven the existence of life after death. Why did we do that? I am fully convinced that there may be a layer of reality that we can observe with science that will actually crash everything like a computer program. I'm increasingly convinced that reality is flawed somehow, and we're gonna unravel it one day. This is gonna be a big fucking whoops. I just hope there's like a big fabric tearing sound when it happens. And some otherworldly being on the other end or through it or however it works just goes, ah, fuck. And then that's it. That all reality then ends. Like, I hope that's how it ends, you know? Yeah, they keep finding and hitting the reset button by accident. Well, I mean, have you played Mass Effect? Like, that's kind of what Mass Effect is. Shit, I have writing that kind of goes down that rabbit hole. Sort of. Similar. Not really. Yeah, but like, you know, the whole idea that like humanity just keeps making the same mistake and just resets everything. Yeah, Outer Wilds, I haven't actually played it, but what I've seen of it is pretty fucked up and out there. I like it. Let's see. Belzegar, one of the emissaries of Rukor the Pale Herald. Captain Roglarg has asked that he and his garrison be sent elsewhere, but it shall not be so. It's my duty to see that Cirith Ungol remains in the hands of Mordor, and that the demands of a single Uruk will not impede it. Although it is indeed curious that you escaped alive, I did not ask you here to learn how you fled the Teeth. I am not as simple a mind as Roglarg perceives. You shall deliver this message to him by whatever means you have. What part of Silent One do you not understand? Cirith Ungol is to remain guarded against the foes of Mordor. Gothmog will not repel them from Imlad Morgul, so an attack from the west remains anticipated. Ungwatari, or Shelob and their Orcish tongue, must be kept sated in Terech Ungol. She remains a threat to the leaders of Mordor. Sacrifice as many orcs as necessary to keep her from venturing out of her lair. I am aware that you cannot speak, and perhaps that will spare you Roglarg's wrath. I am wise enough to not deliver such a message myself. You may go now, Orc, do as I bid. I should just freak him out by just start talking to him. Alright, so this is what he said. What the fuck? In case you miss it, I am disguised as the Silent One, an orc that had its tongue removed, which is making it very convenient that they can't really interrogate me. Yeah. Yeah. I like that no one can tell this is not an orc. How you doing, Mistwing? Yeah, I just did an ungodly amount of side quests that are required as an orc. Mostly cleaning. Kind of weird. I mean, the mouth actually did have terms and stuff. They were fairly ridiculous, and Aragorn immediately dismissed them. But the mouth did try. Because the mouth is it's one of the big players trying to take over Mordor right now. Did I take a wrong turn? Where the fuck am I? Someone made a statue of, I'm guessing, Sauron. There we go. Was it? I never actually beat it. That would be fun. No, if you leave this area, you immediately lose disguise. Not much of a disguise, to be honest. I mean... And the disguise only works because we're disguised specifically as one called the Silent One who had his tongue removed. So,
What's the matter?
we can't talk.
Nothing to say?
You attempt to demonstrate that Captain Roglark and his garrison are not allowed to abandon Cirith Ungol by the will of the Gurzyul. You're forced to repeat your demonstration a few times, but Captain Roglark seems to understand its meaning. I don't know how that happened. That was a very complicated thing you sent me to relay. You should have just written it down. That would have made much more sense. Damn, Tarks, and who's going to hold the tower, you ask? The Uruks. It's always the Uruks. Well, if that's how it's going to be, we need to get our ladyship's little biters off our backs. I think old Shelob's gotten just a bit too hungry. We can't go on like this. We haven't sent Shelob anything since Lugbers fell, and I think her ladyship's gotten a bit spoiled. Either that or she's in a foul mood from whatever the elf warrior did to her. When her ladyship is hungry, there's only one thing for it. The garrison's going to have to get by with a few less orcs, or we'll all be for the pot. Gather up 8 orcs and make it quick. We best get this over with. Alright, the 8 nearest orcs are about to get chosen. You. A disappointment emote. Yeah, right. How do you feel about spiders? You know, in another game, she's a hot chick. Does that help? Probably not. Just grabbing every orc I could find. It'd be funny as shit if these 8 orcs instead, like, form a fucking, full party, like Final Fantasy XIV Silent, instead have a boss fight against Shelob. Like, now I'm just seeing, like, a bunch of orcs dressed like Final Fantasy jobs. The Dragoon just immediately backflips off of a cliff. The Paladin tries to heal and hurts himself with a light. Fucking erecting.
Guy, put on your thinking cap, will you?
Sorry business this is, but it has to be done. Alright, Silent One, her ladyship will be pleased, or she had better be. Between her spiders and that damn elf warrior, I can't spare another orc. We'll lead them up the hill to her lair. We'll make sure none of them get any ideas about running away. You know how it goes, don't you? We get them up there, send a few into Torech Ungol, and then have them make some noise. That riles her up right quick. If they're lucky, she'll eat them right away. Otherwise, they'll get the venom, and then I'd almost feel sorry for them. Spend the rest of your days hanging about in her lair until she finally decides to eat you? That's no way to go. Let's get on with it. There probably is. I mean, shit, in The Hobbit, there's all kinds of crazy amounts of loot in a random cave inhabited by 3 trolls. Just imagine what Shelob's lair probably has in it. I mean, shit, that's where 3 magical weapons was in the troll cave. Like Sting, was it Orcrist and Glamdring all came from there. Like, Gandalf is still rocking that shit. Oh, fun. This is an instance.
Desperate to be rid of the innumerable spiders and other foul creatures now feeding on the orcs of Cleangrease, Captain Roguelark of Kirith Ungol has gathered a company of orcs to be sacrificed as tribute to her ladyship, Shelob.
Do I get to ring the dinner bell? Begging for another rest, are they? Silent One can't protest, eh? Clever. They're scared now, they're a foolish lot. They haven't even seen her. I have, and she looks even worse than you. Probably got more of a tongue than you do, too. Oh, there's no more resting. They'll have plenty of time for that when she comes around. Keep an eye on them. I don't want any getting away. Come on, maggots. You'll have it worse if you turn back now. Will they, though? Will they really have it worse? This is pretty fucking bad. RP walk. Lugber says you're lucky if her ladyship chooses you. Gandalf is like a level 80 wizard and 15 campaign, but he's not allowed to use any of his shit. Like we said a lot of good that did him. Like Gandalf is literally prohibited by God. Like technically speaking, Gandalf is the equivalent of Sauron. However, because it is not their role to just solve the problems of men. Basically, wizards are not just, like, people that know magic. Wizards are angels. They are the servants of the Valar, who are basically gods. And they serve Eru Ilúvatar, which is basically the Christian god. Yahweh. Like, that guy. So, basically, the servants of Valar are called Maiar, which is what Gandalf is. All the wizards are. And Sauron was a Maiar to Morgoth, who was a Valar. Morgoth is the closest thing to Satan that we have in this. Basically, I mean, he fills the role almost perfectly. He was one of the Valar at the beginning of creation, where basically all of reality came about because of singing, which is why song is so important in Lord of the Rings, because reality is made of song. And basically, while they're all singing, Morgoth starts singing a discordant song instead. And other Valar next to him start singing his song because they're next to him. Not realizing they're singing the wrong song, next thing you know, he has created a bit of a rebellion. By accident. Well, I mean, accident by a bunch of them, but not necessarily him. He knew what he was doing. That's what started the War of Wrath, which is... It makes the Lord of the Rings wars look like nothing. Which is probably one of the best ideas that Tolkien had. The Lord of the Rings story is the falling action of all this absolutely legendary, ridiculous stuff going on. Even the battle that you see at the beginning of the movies, the last alliance of elves and men, that happens at the end of the Second Age. That war is way more intense than the War of the Ring, which happens at the end of the Third Age. And that war pales in comparison to the War of Wrath from the First Age. Like, Sauron is a flunky of Morgoth. So, like, Sauron is very powerful compared to who else left. The War of Wrath was fought by ridiculous entities. It's where all the Balrogs came from, basically. Balrogs also being Maiar. So, the Balrog that Gandalf fights is the equivalent of him. That is a fair fight. However, Gandalf is also under orders not to use his full power. But because he came across a Balrog, he's like, oh, this is kind of different. These things aren't even supposed to be around still. So it's half the reason why he gets rid of the Fellowship. He's like, get out of here. And when he falls, he re-engages the Balrog and they fucking have it out. And they basically kill each other. Like Superman Doomsday style. And Eru Ilúvatar's like, okay, you didn't do wrong, but you're not supposed to be dead yet, so you're going back. And when he sends him back with increased power, because Saruman basically was off the reservation, so Gandalf replaced him in the natural order of things. Now, Saruman had power, but he was also... I forget exactly what was draining him, because Saruman wasn't... He wasn't using his full power either. I think he wasn't actually allowed to use it even then. Oh, is that... what's his name? I forget the name of him. But yeah, the enormous dragon. Like, Anko, whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Like, this does not look like it should be Lord of the Rings, but it is. Like, they've got fucking spelljammers, man. And I have to imagine all of these are arrows being shot. I mean, I can't remember his name now. It's like ANC something. Hold on. Ankolagon. That's him. Yeah, Skies of Arcadia boss. Fucking, Panzer Dragoon. But yeah, this thing was huge. Like, the weird thing about Lord of the Rings is the earlier you go in the timeline, the more powerful everything is. Oh, this thing makes Bahamut look like a punk bitch. Do they have a size? Hold on. Tall as a mountain. And they're not kidding. Like, actual mountain-sized dragon. But yeah, he's basically the final boss. He's the final boss of the first stage. This is why in LotRO, when legendary weapons were still classified by age that they came from, the older the weapon was, the better. Like, everything was just stronger then, because the world was still new. And elves were fucking buck wild. Like, the elves by the end of the third age are sick and tired of everything. It's why they're not really front and center. They're fading. And by that, like, there's like this concept that, yes, their essence is fading, but also their interest is fading. They just don't, like, they can't bring themselves to care anymore. It's basically like hitting 40. It's fucked up. But yeah, that's the entire reason why the elves are leaving and going to Valinor, because that's the only way they'll ever be refreshed. Like, living for too long, just there even when you physically are fine with it, it's a weary thing to go through. So yeah, elves of the third age are usually like borderline depressed. They're morose. Legolas is flat out told, it's like, do not look at the sea, otherwise it's all you're going to think about. And sure enough, you know, towards the end of the story, he does see the sea, and sure enough, that does it. He's like, I need to go to Valinor. Oh, Smog is nothing. Compared to the other shit, yeah. But, like, the good guys were just as powerful. Like, they were ridiculous, too. Humanity was way stronger at the start. Well, I mean, kind of. The Númenóreans kind of got strong because they were blessed by the Valar. And there's a lot of jealousy towards the elves that's involved in that, which is part of the reason why they have longer lives. Because it was kind of like their reward for going through the War of Wrath and all. But I think it was War of Wrath that they got the reward. I don't remember. Silmarillion is some dry reading. Lord of the Rings is very poetic and flowery and, like, to a fault, right? There is no such thing as a simple conversation in Lord of the Rings. And part of it is because it is just exposition dump after exposition dump, followed by a song, then more expedition. And then the question and answers starts, where it's like, okay, but why don't we do this, though? And they seriously hash this shit out on the page. It's kind of wild. Yeah, dragons are closer to demons in Lord of the Rings. Which is funny, because they have Balrogs who are basically demons. I mean, they're fallen Maiar, so yeah, that's basically what a demon should be, right? Fallen angels. But yeah, that's the crazy part of it, is that Gandalf, you know, if he was allowed to just, you know, toss off the training weights, he wouldn't probably be able to single-handedly win the war. But he easily could do something like, say, he probably could have defended, like, one of the fronts by himself, with just his power. Especially if he started, you know, enlisting the help of, like, animals and stuff like that. Because that all goes in with being a wizard, is you have lore on how to speak to animals and creatures and things like that. You just have a better understanding of how things work. Because that's kind of how magic is in Lord of the Rings. It's not so much that you're tapping into the weave and borrowing power from something. Instead, magic is supposed to be, you have such an understanding of the world that you can just kind of make it do stuff. Because you know how to ask it. Like, that's how Elrond made the river take out the ring wraiths, because he basically just asked it to, and he knew how to talk to it. I think that's really what happened. Like, elves are able to make, like, finely crafted gear and stuff that is just, a normal person looks at it and goes, I have no idea how this thing was ever made. Like, Orpheus, kind of. Well, that's more like a dreaming thing, isn't it? But yeah, basically, they know how things work. Like, that's why lore masters are the closest things to wizards in this. Especially now, unfortunately, with the red spec. Red spec makes them just straight up a mage. It's really fun, but oh my god, it's lore breaking. Because you're calling down lightning on people and shit. It's like, oh, this is exactly why we didn't like the Runekeepers. Because even a Runekeeper is basically just super stretching the lore. Because their whole thing is that they are writing runes about what they want to happen, and they cause it to happen. So they would sit there and use their rune stones to write, lightning strikes the orc, and then it happens. Which is... Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Morpheus from something else. Not the Matrix, the other one. But that's kind of how it works, yeah. Like, a lot of it is just language. I mean, you've got to remember, Tolkien was a linguist through and through. So, a ton of his stuff has to do with language, or song, or translations, or just something with that nature. I don't even bother to explain it. Yeah, that's always fun. And it's just like, yeah, no, I have no idea how it works. Let's see. What is this, a cave-in? Must have been all that business with the mountain and lugbirds that brought it down. Her ladyship must be trapped down there, and if that elf warrior actually stuck a pin into her, she might have trouble breaking free. She'll be none too happy about this. I'd be glad to get rid of her ladyship, but it's her children that are mucking about in Lingris, and she can only she can bring them in line. Gotta get this sorted and fast, or we'll all have it much worse. Don't have the high up to look out for us when it comes to her. You're the silent one, right? Clear that debris there and see if the tunnel opens up a bit. Maybe ladyship won't notice you. Okay, I'm slightly familiar with that one. It's been a while since I actually dug into that mythology. Honestly, since I've been, like, brushing up on Tolkien stuff, oh my god, it's like, it is all-consuming. There's a reason why they teach college courses on this shit. It is legitimately that well thought out. Like, he wrote The Hobbit.
Lord Sauron soon learned that Shelob dwelt within them, and in his wisdom, he sought her aid in conquering the elves and men of the West.
But yeah, he wrote The Hobbit, then spent like over a decade just fleshing out not just the world of Middle-earth, but like 6,000 years of history for it. Actually, over 6,000 years of history. And like, these characters have full-on families. He tracks their language. He tracks where they, like, the different peoples migrate over the thousands of years on the map. And almost everything just fucking fits. It just works, because he sat down and just obsessed over it. And the end product is The Lord of the Rings, which is actually this tiny little sliver of the lore. And that's why it works. Because it's like, oh man, I'm gonna find a plot hole in this story. Good luck, dude. Like, the length of work that he did is many times over what's actually in Lord of the Rings. Like, it's like trying to figure out where a single brushstroke went wrong in the course of an entire painting. We'll pretend we didn't hear that, yeah. I kind of like the whole thing of magic also kind of being alchemy. Like, I like the concept of it, like in Ultima, like, from Ultima 4 onwards, where you have, like, magical reagents and stuff. It's a neat concept, but it's a pain in the ass in the game. It's also why, like, after I got out of UO, every MMO I played, I was like, oh my god, I can just play a wizard and not worry about reagents? Hell yeah. Like, I went on a wizard kick for years, man. Then I remember that I like heavy armor, and it was over from there. Well, no, I didn't like the sound of that. Probably gone and made it worse. Single way through that mess. And her ladyship's bound to be hungry if she's trapped down there. Captain Ruglark looks at the sacrifices. We'll wait a few minutes, see if anything comes of it. Let's just see what happens. Don't think you've gotten off easy. We're gonna wait a bit for her ladyship. Walk about, pick the bones, throw a damn stone into one of her tunnels. I don't care. We wait as long as I say so. Oh god, they're all just kind of going everywhere. And break. And I bounced off Octopath Traveler so hard. Whoa! I think Spider-Man just took him out. Oh wait, it's probably Shelob. That would make more sense. This one's for JJ. Been over here keeping eyes on a lot of them, and now I count only 6. Where did 2 of them get off to? Maybe they jumped into the tunnels. Well, good, that'll do them. She'll get them either way. Have you seen anything? Your neck still works, doesn't it? I ain't see shit. Did you hear that? Thought I heard something, Captain. Oh, he's gone. Yep. Her ladyship's led us into a trap. You lot, we're leaving now. Wait, what? Why not leave them and... This is how she's gonna be. That's how she's gonna be. No meat for her. Oh God. Cheese it. Oh. Damn. Guess her ladyship isn't playing by the rules anymore. Sheilop's got top sides on us. I ain't putting this one right. Yeah, why didn't you stop? We're like, there's still all kinds of shit here. I ain't putting this one right. If Lugbirds wants the tower so badly, the big boss is going to sort it out themselves. No, I'm not trusting them to understand this one. Old Shagrat did as he was told, and he still got the pits. Ah, yes, I know just the place. I guess it's just you and me now, Silent One. Suddenly it's near in thick webbing. I mean, a stupid orc, didn't you? Ah, but you're no orc. I knew he would see through it. I mean, come on. Knew straight away, woman. Who do you think made that wretch into the Silent One? And this is probably why they had me do all the chores and shit. Well, she's got you now, and there's no escaping her. Well, we might actually have a bit of a confrontation. Maybe she'll make it quick, but I sure hope she doesn't. Try to free myself. Well, this isn't working. Either that or we're lagged. I don't know the difference. Maybe that's what the lag is. It's Shelob just webbing up the servers. Can't jump. Oh, hey, Legolas. How you doing? I'm over here, stupid. Not struggle, I've almost got you loose. Let us go. Oh, but I wanted to at least have a bit of a fight with her. I mean, Sam took her on. She can't be that bad. No time to speak. We must go. Good plan, Legolas,
What little
jackass.
light remains here is smothered by webs.
Not like the look of this. Spiders and other foul creatures scaled the walls of the tower. Since Captain Roglog stirred something that was better left in darkness. Imagine if such horrors came before us at the Black Gate. We would have fallen long before the eagles arrived. Indeed, there's an unseen malice guiding these creatures, but to what end? Crit rating, that's pretty good. Once again, these are exactly the same.
What little light remains here is smothered by webs.
These tremors seem to only be growing more terrible. Whatever the severity of her wounds, I worry that Shelob will soon find her way out of Torek Ungol and into the hills of Lingris. I would ask you to return to Torek Ungol and see if the tremors have exposed any new paths into Shelob's lair. Great. Yeah, I guess I'll do that instead of, you know, the elven tracker and scout. Oh wait, that's right, it was this way. Our slide has shifted and a path into the tunnel now lies open. A lovely pit we've discovered. The Rune Keepers, of course. Now he's up here.
The spiders of this land gnaw the earth itself.
Shelob is now free to venture from her lair if she wishes it, but I do not believe she will, not yet. However, the smallest of her children have scaled the walls of Kirith Ungol. Whatever she seeks now lies within the walls of the tower.
The spiders of this land gnaw the earth itself.
The mind of a spider is so ancient is unknown to me. But perhaps she seeks to expand her lair and heal her wounds within the walls of the fortress. You can hear the cries of her children within the walls, and they have only grown stronger. Captain Roglorg's garrison is failing without his leadership, and it is likely Kirith Ungol will soon fall. Pains me greatly to agree with one of the Gurzul, but the Ugrikor was wise to reinforce the garrison. Shelob wields power few have ever known, and if she ventures from the Fall Duath, it could spell doom for not only Mordor, but also the lands of our people as well. Kirith Ungol must not fall to Shelob. You spoke of an emissary to one of the Gurzul, my friend. I shall seek him in the tower and attempt to convince him that the will of his master is imperiled. If they do not reinforce the tower with an even greater garrison, all will be lost. While you search for him, I would appreciate your skill in hindering Shelob's siege of the tower. Okay. Oh. By that, he means accept these 4 quests.
So this is where our adventures have led us.
Alright, set fires to repel the brood. Can do.
I cannot help
Recaptured men from Kirith Ungol. Yep.
The jagged peaks of Hlingris are steeped in fear.
Find the source of Shelob's brood in the tower of Kirith Ungol.
I cannot help but recall the darkness of Mirkwood here.
Burned webs in Kirith Ungol. Okay, so we're basically going into Kirith Ungol and fucking shit up finally. Finally, we get the payoff. I'm about to get dismounted for no reason. You guys are fucked. I'm not in disguise anymore. Oh, actually, that's the last reason why you guys are fucked. What is all this shit? There we go. I mean, if the mood strikes, I like dungeon crawlers, but it's got to be a very specific type. Like, I really need to get back to that Lands of Lore. That thing was actually kind of cool. I mean, I figure if I can handle Pathfinder, I can probably figure it out. Now, one series that always just confuses the shit out of me is, what is it, the Dark Eye? Which is like a, I think it's a German pen and paper system. That one I have trouble getting my head around. Because it's just so different. But those games are actually pretty cool, too. There's a lot of them with that system. It's basically German D&D, from my understanding. The Blackguards series is set in that. I played a bit of the first one, and I never touched the second. Ooh, we got a brood mother. Guessing that was the source? No? Shit. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. I'm guessing it's kind of like how, SMT games are like the later ones are just all about stacking turns. 37 basic attacks. Dude, one thing I love was Final Fantasy 1 through 3 with the way that their speed system worked. Because it was actually very D&D-like, where you just get extra attacks per turn. I kind of hate that they got rid of that. I mean, I get it. They replaced it with ATB, which is supposed to be a form of it, but... Another one I need to get back to was Bard's Tale 4? Whatever the modern one was. That game is really good. Yeah, that makes sense. Where it's like less of a character build, but more of a party one. Soundtrack is here to remind you once again, this is spooky shit. Oh boy, spider eggs. This thing's not even attacking. I mean, it should. It's not gray. Oh, the husks are in league with the spiders, of course. That's what's going on here. Are these orcs just filled with spiders? Is that what's going on? It's kind of metal. I don't like that all these husks seem way more powerful than normal orcs. Just remember, if you ever get bitten by a spider, just shout really loud. Cures it right away. The spiders hate it. So does the poison. I think we're supposed to be burning these, but like they just kind of disappear. Yeah, this guy's not dead. Well, he just ran into a bunch of spiders, so... It's been ripped open. Oh, boy. Oh, this place sucks. I don't like anything that's going on in here. Your projector is set to reflect fire damage for the party. Also, the reflection also triggers it. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Shit, I did come all the way back to this entrance here. A lot of these hidden ones are not attacking me. Don't mind me, everybody. There we go. Hoping I didn't just overdo this, but might have. That's a lot of works. That's a lot of damage. Fucking orc apocalypse over there. Shit, I still remember Karn from Breath of Fire 1. The most busted fucking character ever. And basically was just like, yeah, I hope you don't like all these party members. You're never seeing them again, because you're just gonna fuse them all now. I just have to imagine it's only there because, you know, Dragon Ball Z had just been doing that arc probably like around the time that Breath of Fire 1 came out. Alright. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, honestly, he's not bad in 1 either. Because in that one, like, you just transform once and you stay for the whole fight. It just took a little bit of MP. There we go. Those are some DPS pants. Well, he's a special case. Okay, where's all the fucking people here? here. Where the hell was the ramp up anyway? There we go. I guess they are stairs. I always love it when mages get guns. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm done in here. There we go. Oh, it's at the top. Good thing I was already on the way up here. I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch. It's the second Wizards reference tonight. Yeah, I also always like the idea of like putting a spell in a bullet and shooting someone with it. That's a fun one. And basically, just about anything that Outlaw Star did, I'm down with. Oh yeah, I do remember those.
The jagged peaks of Lingris are steeped in fear.
I believe I found the emissary to the Gurziel that you spoke of, but we must deal with him before the tower is overrun.
I do not like the look of this place, my friend.
He seems to ill understand his own peril and will not heed my words of warning to him. He will accept this warning, perhaps his masters will. Captain of the Pit, Ugrikor, sent the last garrison to Kirith Ungol, and it seems that this man serves another known as Rukor the Pale Herald. Later of the Deathless, the Gurziel. They may yet realize the ancient power that Shelob possesses.
Heed me.
You warned Belzegar that Unless the tower of Cirith Ungol is held by an even larger garrison, it will fall to Shelob's brood, and she will begin to consume the lands of Mordor in her wrath. You tell him to send word to Ugrikor in Udun, as well as Rukor the Pale Herald, begging for aid and containing Shelob. Belzegar glares at you in silence. Alright. So, oh, it's the Black Book. Is this the Black Book of Mordor I'm about to write a message of warning in? Sims looking. Oats there. Hastily scrawl a message warning that Cirith Ungol will soon fall to Shelob. I don't know why I'm doing this, but okay.
I cannot help but recall the darkness of Mirkwood here.
Is all we can do, since the Gurzyul will not dare to treat with us. Nor would we with them. You understand, man of Mordor? Send word to your masters at once, or you and the rest of Mordor will soon be devoured by Ungwatari, the Shelob. This is no great mercy, and this marks no alliance between our peoples. The Spider Queen threatens the lands beyond equally as much as Mordor, and she must not be allowed to stray from that foul Duath. My companion and I will clear the way for your escape. I hope that your masters are wiser than you. He's kind of being a right dick.
The jagged peaks of Hlingris are steeped in fear and evil.
Oh man, this poor inventory. Wait, that's not actually better. Not better in any fucking way. Well, it does have more fiscal mastery, but... not that much. No, fuck that. Keep the old one. MSL's gun, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. If nothing else, just to, like, you know... whip it out around what's his name, just to mess with him. Hey man, remember we got shot with this? The second one, right? Yeah. It is kind of quaint, isn't it? Yeah.
I cannot help but recall.
Let's go to the Undergate and draw the ire of Shelob's children. It's the only way. My companion and I will go to the Undergate, and we will draw the spiders away from the courtyard. Bring word to your masters before it's too late. Go now or die with the rest of the garrison. Seems our paths always lead us to battle. Are you prepared? Sure. But that's the thing. They're not people to him. That's why he can shoot them, because they're not truly alive.
As the webs of Shelob's children,
I can't hear the narration for shit. Okay.
tremors beneath the Aethel Duath grow more terrible with each passing moment. What horrors now stir within the depths of the tower?
We've nearly made it to the Undergate, but I fear the worst lies ahead of us. Tremors now shake the entire tower, and I fear it might crash down on us at any moment. We must move swiftly but carefully. Webs choke the door and tunnels of the tower, and we could easily fall into a spider's trap. Do not dare to deceive us, man. Both of us are skilled enough to defeat you on our own. Send word to your masters as we bid, and you may still survive Shelob's wrath. Matter of the danger, Belsgar must reach the gate. Are you prepared? Sure. Just find a path through the webs. Out of the tower lies open before it. I have nothing to say to you, Elf. What the fuck? So do what you have bidden, but only for the good of Mordor. We don't care, dude. The circumstance is different. You would not have had the chance. Don't go. I hear them approaching. It sounds like skitter, skitter, skitter. Really? 2? Oh, okay, 3. That's not so bad. Come on, give me a fucking swarm here. Oh, they're coming from elsewhere, okay. Oh. So what the hell's doing that? Not that surprised. I mean, lots of things from Lord of the Rings are in other games. Shit, at one time, you know, Sanaston? Thernaston? I have no idea who this is. Get over here, you fuck. Don't leave that twink alone. But yeah, one time the Ultima had, you know, Balrons, which are totally not Balrogs, and Bobbits. That's one of the things that 4 got rid of. Oh, he got Shelob. The cracking of Cernaston's carapace. And terrible screeches echoing. Belzegar's gone, and now our hope lies with him. We can do no more here. Shelob comes, we must leave this place at once. They at least want to, like, have an encounter with Shelob where it's like, you know, it's obvious you can't hurt her or something. I mean, shit. Like, we already had to get bailed out by Legolas earlier. Why not just send us against a raid boss solo? Just so the game can be like, here, fuck you. Yeah, I know, right? I ain't doing that raid. Are you fucking kidding?
Little light remains here.
On this server?
Smothered by webs.
We cannot know if Shelob's wounds are healed, but we must hold hope that she still feels the sting of whatever hurts Master Samwise wrought against her. One thing is certain, her hunger was not diminished. May not be this day, but the time will come when Shelob must be confronted and her evil at last banished from the world. Cirith Ungol will remain in turmoil, but if Belzegar reaches his masters, an even greater garrison will surely be sent to stand against Shelob and her children. As grim a thought as it is, the fates of Cirith Ungol and the lands beyond Mordor are now in the hands of Kurzul. Incremental upgrade. Alright, so we did the Legolas thing. That was much more involved than the Gimli one, go figure. Fate of the Stone Maiden. Uh-oh. I don't know where that one is. Oh, you need to go through these, quests and get rid of a bunch of stuff. What's the Dreadlands? All the way up here. What the fuck? Oh. Okay, that's the one that has the multi-part one, okay. I guess I'm going here. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to call it pretty soon, because I now have to be out super early tomorrow because my sister needs me to drive my nephew to the airport, so yeah. And of course it's on the day that the Marvel vs. Capcom collection launches. Though technically it's in 2 hours, but I will be asleep. Unless they did it early. Nope. I swear the skyboxes in this game just do so much heavy lifting. Shame I'm always looking down.
Centuries later, when at last Lord Sauron came to Mordor, he knew at once that something terrible and powerful lurked in the mountains of shadow.
Oh man, that shadow is pretty strong. 80 shadow out here. I have less than that. 56 actually. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, this comes from an age when, you know, MMOs were still very much number-driven RPGs. Like, now half the time in an MMO, if you get hit,
The mountain of
you're
fire
fucked up.
has changed since last I was here.
So strange to me. For all the tumult that within its heart, Rodrin seemed as if it would always endure, and yet even the mountain of fire has changed since then. Southern face blown open, a lake of fire spilled onto the plain. Should have been standing there. Settlement was not here then, but I recognize its type. Military encampments have a sense of order and place about them. Well, do I know it, for I served beneath High King Gilgalad at Daggerlad during the siege. Okay. Looks like we got Easterlings out here. Gresham got feared. I still hate fear mechanics. Honestly, this game does it best. It just reduces your max hit points and shit. Or it does damage over time, because it's morale. Bunch of enemies. Okay. Doesn't really look like it, but it might be a good place to call it. I just love the way that looks. Yeah, dozens of people just drop dead. Alright. No, it's only been 3 hours, but gonna get my beauty sleep. I mean, it's not hard looking this pretty. What can I say? Wait, I mean, it's hard looking this. I fucked it up. Whatever. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one, everybody. I will see you. I'm gonna try and get on tomorrow. There's a good chance I'll get on here around noonish tomorrow, before I have to run off and deliver my nephew. If not, it might be a bit late. I don't know. I may not even be on tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, have a good one.
I knew that in order to win her love, I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends. Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
I'm a drunk. I don't know nothing about how I do anything.